So as you can see, we have inequalities still. We've really just started it. We will be solving some two-step inequalities, and just a few things to kind of read over quickly here. The good news, you solve these just like you do equations, which we've already solved. So you're going to get a bit of a review on that. The only catch is sometimes you will flip this symbol over when you solve it. And that only happens when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. Like for instance, if you look here, to solve this, we would subtract 5 on both sides. This would become a 10. Then we would divide by -2. So this would get flipped. In our answer, it would be aiming the other way. Same over here. We would subtract 5 on both sides. This would become an 8. This 5 would be gone. Then we would multiply both sides by -8. And because we're multiplying by a negative, we will still have x over here, but that will flip. So it's kind of easy to tell. You just look at the coefficients. We'll just read through these very quickly. See how that coefficient 6 is positive. I would not flip this one when I solved it. That negative tells me I will, because that's really the same as -1/2 r. So that one would flip. Positive coefficient would not. Negative coefficient, flip. Actually, I would combine like terms right here and call that 2x. That one would not flip. See what you think about these. You can pause the video and answer them, and I'll take a look in just a second. Okay, -x. That one would flip. -11a. I would have to divide by a negative. That one will flip. This one will not. Divide both sides by +6. Multiply by a negative. And again, this one I would combine like terms, but I get a -3x. So if I have a negative, I will flip. And if you're not sure, thinking, wait, what's that mean? What do you do? You're going to see when we go to solve exactly what that means. All right, so here's an example. It's a little blurry, not too bad. But we're going to solve just like this in just a minute. Subtract 5 on both sides. That should look familiar like we did when it was an equal sign. Okay, see how we're dividing by a negative? So greater than becomes less than. Then we take this and we put it on the number line like we did with our first assignment. That's why we start there, so you know what to do with your answer. Okay, then, this is the actual solving here. So, this shouldn't look too challenging, unless you forgot everything, but -4 on both sides. And of course, you have to show work to get credit. Yes, I still have to say that in February. Keep the symbol the same. 16 minus 4 is 12. So since I'm dividing by +3, I will not flip that. Okay, so I'll put 4 in the middle. And, 3 numbers is fine on the number line. You don't have to fill it in. But now, here we go. A lot of us did the last assignment. Many of those were backwards. So let's be careful here. All numbers greater than or equal to 4 are 4 and everything to the right of it. So it's fundamental solving. You just have to pay attention to whether or not you flip something, okay? So we're not going to do all of these. This video would be way too long. I'll do this one. I want x by itself. I'll subtract the 7 first. Make sure you bring down that negative. It belongs to 2x. And that's just going to be 4. Divide by -2. Now notice I said divide by negative. This one will flip. That means I just turn the symbol around. Aim it the other way. And then I just graph my solution like I always did. It's actually an infinite number of solutions. Don't do the number line backwards in the negatives. That happens a lot. All numbers of less than -2 will look like that. Okay, you can try this one, and then we'll do one at the bottom, 1 or 2. And that's basically our assignment. So these two are kind of the same problem. -6, this pen is giving me trouble here. That's a -3x. That's a +3. I'm dividing by a negative on both sides. Flip the inequality. Okay? So go to -1. All numbers greater than or equal to, fill it in, go to the right. And I will quickly show you too where you have to multiply in your second step. And we've seen them with equations, but again, it's been a while. Add 5. X over 2 just comes down. Now, I'm multiplying both sides by 2. Some people think this gets flipped. They say, look, a negative. Yeah, but I'm multiplying a positive on both sides. So that number being positive or negative doesn't matter. I do not flip that one. Here's -7, open circle, and we go to the left because that reads all numbers less than -6. You try that one, and I'm sure it'll make you very happy as the smiley face shows. And the notes will be done. All right, -3 and -3. X over -4 greater than or equal to -10. And multiply by -4. See, I'm multiplying by negative. This one will flip. That's the only thing you really have to pay attention to. The rest of it's just routine solving. Okay, so I'll put 40 there, 41 here, 42 there. All numbers less than or equal to 40 will be all these numbers to the left, and including 40. Okay, so that's essentially solving two-step inequalities. The assignment looks like this. I'll zoom out. So there are 8 on this side, 6 on this side, and then we have some on this. I think it'll go to 12. And you don't have to graph these. There's no number line, just solve. Okay, let me know if you have questions, and I'll be seeing some of you every day now.